He thought about funding small local candidates. Vosh said he was starting a PAC. I think it would be really cool to get some small, like... yeah, there's something I've talked about in the past. I want to do something like that, yeah. Basically, click fish.
We go on a date next weekend.
With him.
Seems like he has a really good relationship with the Lord. But yeah, I really like him a lot. We've been talking for a few weeks. He does have a few sex assault allegations, though.
He has what?
A few sexual assault allegations.
You're such a liar.
No, I'm serious.
Why would you date this guy if he has sexual
Oh, I see where this is going.
allegations?
Because there's no proof.
If there's allegations...
Also
Oh,
did
no.
a deep dive on his Twitter, and he said some kind of racist stuff.
Like what?
Well, why would you even consider this?
Not with sexual assault allegations? That's
Okay.
never good.
Oh, no.
But you'd let a man like this run the country?
Well, no,
Oh
this is not
my
even the issue.
No, she's pulling our leg and pulling a Trump card. Seriously, Faye?
That's a good meme.
Supposed to be touched.
Oh, nice.
What is the truth?
No, I'm good on this one. Your friend Joe Collins on Vice video.
Joe Collins is a Navy veteran riding the recent populist wave of anti-establishment sentiment by running for office as a pro-Trump Republican representative for the 47th District of Los Angeles. Do you align yourself with President Trump?
President Trump, he's a great man. He's doing a lot of great things. And, you know, just like with anyone you support, there are things that you like about a person that you support and there are things that you don't like. But, you know, at the end of the day, he is our president. And they taught us in the military that you support the president regardless of political party affiliation. So whether it's him or whether it's another president, I'm going to support him.
You said in 2004, when you joined the military, is when you sort of switched parties. Was it because of the military, or did something else change in your life or the way you saw the Democratic Party?
For me, it was the first black man to get involved in politics were Republican. And the Republican Party fought for freedom. They fought to end slavery. They fought for personal freedoms, personal rights, the freedom to build your own wealth. And those are really major things that sit well with my soul. That's what I want to continue to fight for.
So do you have a personal stance on vaccines, especially when we're talking about COVID?
As far as myself, I'm not pro-vaccination.
You're not pro-vaccination?
I'm not.
So if there was a vaccine that, you know, the president himself said, you know, this is the one that all Americans should take, you would not just jump on board and take it?
No, I wouldn't. I feel like I have a very healthy immune system. I think before you start talking about vaccines, let's talk about the foods that we eat. Let's talk about how much we exercise. Let's talk about how much we meditate to get our mental state together. All of these plays a huge factor in our health. So I would rather promote a healthy lifestyle before I promote vaccines. But again, it's a choice that everybody has the ability to make for themselves.
Here at AmpFest, I think I've talked to like 3 people who are running for office and it's their first time. And in general, I feel like there's a lot of people who do not have a political background and kind of disagree with politics in general, but are still pursuing higher office. What do you make of that?
I think it's great. I love it when young people get involved, become leaders, step up to the plate. I think when you have politicians who've been in office regardless of whatever political party preference they decide to be, at a certain point they get aged out. And so the ideas that they've had are no longer relevant anymore.
Who leads the Republican Party in a post-Trump world is still up for debate, but someone with similar appeal to Trump is Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz, whose youth, charisma, and enthusiasm for the more radical right has some thinking he's representative of the party's future.
Matt Gaetz, Florida Congressman, Nancy Pelosi's work tonight. America First movement is so powerful because it is so popular and because we speak the truth. That's what's so special about President Trump. He gives us a new way forward to put our country first, our people first, and to drain the swamp in Washington.
How he's already been there for so long. What do these guys think when they talk about draining the swamp? It's his swamp now. Like,
across the border, they're baby mamacitas, and they then have children who then get the full protections of American citizenship under the law. Well, I do not believe that the greatest country in the world must fall victim to Chinese grifters or third world narcos. We are a great society of humans.
Republicans can be so desperate for minority allies that they mistakenly get behind people that are fraudulently running to raise and spend their money. I want to see Maxine Waters speak, but no Republican should be backing Joe Collins for uh-oh. Since Maxine Waters' new fake Republican opponent Joe Collins attacked real Candace O and the officer Tatum, here is the truth about him that he doesn't want you to know. Oh no. Wait, is this the same guy that I've argued with a few times on a JLP stage? Is this the guy? It is. Damn. Wait, did he get popular recently, or was he popular when I talked to him? He was the other black guy on the JLP panel? No, not the most recent one I was on. No, he was a different one.
Maxine Waters, the guy that was running in my race, he switched parties in the first 2 years 5 different times. He ran for president in 2020 under the Green Party while Donald Trump was running for re-election, of course. So he was thinking he was better than our president. And yet he dupes people and all of a sudden makes people think that Joe is all of a sudden a Republican and he's a Trump supporter. But all of a sudden, within 2 years, you switch parties and you expect people to believe that you're so-called a savior and you're a Republican, you're the guy that's going to take down Maxine Waters? I'm sorry, but you're not going to do that. And by the way, your body fluids are not worth $15 million. Just be a man and pay the child support that you owe for the children you bear. I don't have children out of wedlock, first place. I marry women and then have kids. And by the way, I don't spend $750,000 on fundraising and then spend $150,000 staying on lavish stays at the Ritz-Carlton and flights, and then pay another $250,000 to a consultant and spend only $3,000 on voter outreach. That was a disgusting thing from one of my opponents, even more disgusting than the horrible things that Maxine Waters is doing. But he's posing as he's a Navy sailor, but he was dishonorably discharged. Not honorably discharged. And by the way, when he goes off and says curse words to Candace Owens,
I have no respect for Candace. Stop saying that shit. It makes you look like a fucking idiot. It makes you look like a sellout. And that's exactly what you are. And we get sick and tired of all the time hearing your ass talk the same crap. And shut the hell up. Period.
And I completely disagree with him. He's someone like Candace Owens has been stepping up for black Americans. At the end of the day, facts are facts. And that's the truth.
Wow. Scathing.
So you're like a ML or an anarchist?
Oh god.
Oh. Cool.
Pride will kill this trash.
Didn't see you there. Are you new to this place? You were sucked and hot. It's a joke. I know, I'm pretty base. When will these chuds learn to move out the way? Their ideas are duds, social, historically. Distorted marks, they be writing them off. These gun girls on Twitter, aesthetic and all. How can I be sexist? Mark said it's all classist. What do you mean that there's other authors? Radlets and postings are lining their coffers, just as I thought. Communism. So you're like a ML or anarchist?
Okay. Okay, that's the thing. Go on Discord with Dan. I need to leave pretty soon. I have a lot of like business shit. It's the first. I'm changing a lot of shit around that I need to work on tonight. But I'll go on Discord for a sec. If he wants to.
Steven!
Daniel, what's up?
Not much, how you doing? I am incredibly bored.
Oh, I'm sorry. What is that?
I don't know, I just have absolutely nothing going on today, man.
You, oh no. You ate with Moon yesterday, yeah?
Yeah, that's true.
That fun? Did you enjoy your time?
I did.
That's really cool.
I'll be excited, I'll be more excited when you, our best bro, are out to hang out with us in the future. You know, distant future, yeah.
Okay, cool.
when you say things like that, it does give me a tremendous amount of confidence that this is happening anytime soon.
Yeah, come on, Dan, calm down.
All right. Listen, I have a question for you, and I was actually going to send this to Nate Silver, but I'd like to get your thoughts. And actually, I don't know if I... No, or not him. I'll send it to the guy who works for him.
Okay.
All right, because obviously that guy's not answer. All right, I'm going to read you what I wrote out. Briefly, Trump always says things like, quote unquote, we are winning big, way up in the polls, even though he's obviously not. My question stems from the thought, does voter participation increase more when someone thinks their candidate is doing amazing versus when they think their candidate is losing? Meaning, would Trump possibly get more people to vote for him right now if he changed his tweet on Twitter and said, it's so close in Pennsylvania, we are down, we might actually lose this election? So that's what I'm curious about, actually, is, what do you think on that?
I really have no idea. My guess is going to be it probably just doesn't impact things much at all. That'd be my guess, but I don't actually know. It could.
What's your gut tell you right now? So I mean, obviously,
my gut tells me that it probably doesn't matter that much. That people that
really at all,
you
don't. Interesting. Well, I mean, you wouldn't go out to vote if you thought that, for instance, like Trump was fucking demolishing. Like, how many Republican?
I think a lot of people still would. I mean, look at Obama. Like, Obama fucking crushed both elections.
Well, I guess I would look at like maybe California or something. Like, if you're a Democrat in Alabama, like maybe a lot of you don't turn out because you're just like, there's no fucking point, right?
I mean, there's still. I mean, look how many Republicans still vote like in California.
Well, sure, I understand that they do. I was just, anyways, it was just a thought I had is how that may have affected things.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. Nate, that would be an interesting question. I'd actually be surprised if they haven't written about that already. Actually,
I hope for. I didn't see it. I could be wrong on that one. When you travel, do you take a lot of fish with you?
Jesus, dude, some of those people, what the fuck?
I don't know. I didn't know this happened before
I didn't realize too. The fines for a lot of that was such a joke. Like, and it's funny because it's a reality TV, so they have to like drive the stakes up like so much, and it's like the noise, like this gentleman, blah blah blah, and they're going through, and it's like, and then the one with the guy with all the different food, like the stakes just got way higher. It's guava beans or ginger root. Exactly. It's like, oh my god, and then it's like, and it's like so dramatic, and then it's like this gentleman, huge trouble with the Australian border, multiple illegal products, like blah 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 blah. $380 fine. It's like, wait, what? Okay, that's okay. Okay. I thought it was gonna be like some crazy shit or something. Like, all right.
Dude, they let people go like a lot too for like crazy shit. Also, there was a dude who brought like three suitcases filled with like cigarettes, and they're just like, well, we're gonna have to confiscate them. I was like, that's it? That's the fucking punishment? They just take your smokes? If these dudes got through, they would have made like 20 grand or something.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, it's crazy shit. The main thing I don't understand is, what's the obsession with bringing food when you travel? That's like, I have no desire to do that.
My guess is going to be for a lot of those guys is that it's probably to sell, right?
You think? Like, people are bringing like fish and crab and shit to sell it?
I mean, they must. Frogs. They know it's illegal, right?
Yes,
you must, dude. I could be wrong, but when I was traveling through New Zealand, like every single fucking airport will have like, warning, don't bring this, warning, warning. Like those signs are all over the fucking airports that are like, this type of stuff could have these bugs, it's harmful, blah, 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 warning. Like they're posted like everywhere in those airports. Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe they just think they're not gonna get caught or something. Destiny, I got attacked at the protest you were at. Trump supporter gets attacked at Beverly Hills. Is this you? Would you ever come with me to a rally like that, Dan?
Well, I did. I watched that. I will say, Steven, you know I don't give compliments lightly, okay? Because I like to, keep you down a little bit, peg to reality. I was very proud that you stood your ground. However, I wasn't sure how much of that was the good old Steven not giving a fuck versus you having a like a road rage moment or something. But regardless, you manned up. I like it.
Oh, thanks.
Good work.
Special.
I'm just surprised how many people there fucking Israeli flag. I was like, I am super confused right now, but yeah, okay, let's do it.
Yeah, it's hard to sort out the conservative shit because traditional Republicans fucking love Israel, right? You know this, yeah?
Do they love Israel because they think the only way they get to heaven is when we all die, though, right?
No.
That's the
Traditional
evangelical
Republicans
ones or something?
love Israel because, like, wait, why? Hold on. Oh, God, I've fought with the alt-right so much. I don't remember. Why do Republicans love Israel? They're like our ally in the Middle East. I don't remember. Fuck, they're like obsessed with Israel. They love
Well,
Israel.
I know that like the super Christian ones or the super Catholic, I'm not sure which one, but they love us because Jesus doesn't come back until, I think, all the Jews die, right? Until we retake Israel or something?
Is that
or Jerusalem?
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Does anyone know any? I guess that would be Christian bros. The rapture, right? Yeah. Dan is correct. Okay, good. Yeah. So I don't know what it is though. They have to do something. The Jews have to do something. I'm just not sure exactly what it is.
Shouldn't you know this? Aren't we waiting for you to do it?
I hope you're not waiting on me because they're gonna be fucking waiting a while. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing.
Oh, you already abandoned the Holy Land, I guess. So you're not gonna do shit.
Okay. Okay, we have to rebuild a temple.
Okay.
Is this like a Minecraft mission or? Okay, we have to rebuild the temple and reclaim Israel. Check. I think we got that one locked down. And we have to be controlled by Jews. I think we got that one on check as well.
Israel is ran by Jews. Yeah, I'd say so.
I'm just. I guess we just have to rebuild a temple. I don't know what they're waiting on. Well, I guess my people are like, hold on, wait a second. When we rebuild this temple, I've been told that some bad shit might happen. Let's just slow play our hand on this one. All right, let's take our time. All right, we got everything else done. No rush.
Okay. Dan delaying our entrance to the promised land. Not cool, bro.
I'm sorry. Are you your parents are Christians, right? Not Catholic?
No.
What is the difference between the two? What is the difference?
Christian
exactly?
is a broad category that encompasses a lot of different religions. Catholics are a particular brand of Christians.
What is the main differences?
So there's tons of different. Basically, you have two broad groups. I think you've got Catholics and you've got Protestants, right? So Catholics are a specific type of Christian. We have our own country. We've got the Pope. We've got basically Catholics believe that they have like a direct descendant, that their church literally comes from, like, Peter was like, from Peter comes like all the descendants of the popes and everything, and like they have a direct lineage to like part of the Bible and stuff. Protestants are people that during the Reformation basically said the Catholic Church is corrupt as fuck, we're leaving by, and Protestants are broadly speaking people like Lutherans and other like basically other Christian churches that branched off and built their own churches because they saw that the Catholic institution was too corrupt. And fucked, yeah. Because at different points in Catholic history, there were like a lot of weird things that were going on. So like in the Middle Ages or whatever, like Catholics, you could buy and sell like tickets to get into heaven. I forgot what they were called. There was a particular name for this note. You could literally buy things to like get like grant you into heaven and shit. Indulgences, yeah. And then there were multiple schisms in the Catholic Church history. Like at one point, the Catholic Church had 3 different people that all declared themselves the Pope. There's been like a lot of crazy shit in Catholic history. And at some point, like some denominations got tired and were like, fuck this, we're out. And then they left.
All right, so Catholics are basically like the mainline fucking truest to form shenanigans. So those are the people who would be like following the Bible the closest, I guess, in that case, right?
I mean, everybody follows the Bible. People just interpret things slightly differently. Some people have like added DLC books or whatever. The Catholics have something called the Catechism, which I think is like the very strict rule book, but even Catholic interpretation changes over time. So for instance, like the Pope is kind of like the Supreme Court of the Catholic Church, where he can interpret the text in ways that he wants to, and Catholics believe that when the Pope is speaking on matters of church doctrine, he is infallible. He is imbued by God with infallibility, such that when the Pope is speaking on holy matters, he cannot be incorrect. So the Pope has like a way to kind of like tell people like, hey, we should do this or we should do that, and people kind of have to listen to him. So
So he's kind of like I am the Senate dude when
Basically.
it comes to that stuff.
Mhm.
So how does that work with like with Mormons, right? Mormons are kind of a branch off of this as well. I
No, so
imagine?
Mormons would not be Catholics. Mormons are a totally different thing, and they have their own DLC book and everything, and just a whole bunch of other crazy shit.
So they took the DLC and they just ran with that and abandoned everything else.
Kind of, yeah. Mormons have a lot of crazy shit they believe in, yeah.
Okay, and that's all Utah, right? Mormons, or not Utah? Yeah, Utah, Salt Lake City and shit, right?
I mean, that might be where a lot of them come from, but I don't know if that's like the only place, right? Yeah.
Okay, didn't the Pope recently be like, you know, gays are kind of okay or something?
I don't know specifically what he's spoken on it, but I know that the Catholic Church in general has kind of changed from this hate the sin, not the sinner. So like LGBT people have been more welcome into the church and whatnot.
So you still go to hell?
Whether or not you go to hell, that's between you and God. But you can be gay and go to hell. That's not like a mortal sin that would like fucking destroy you, right? Like,
You can be gay your whole life, and at the very end, you do the 12 Hail Marys or whatever, and you're good to go.
No, so the most important part, there's two really important parts to, so the Catholic Church has 7 sacraments. One of those sacraments is confession. There's 2 important parts to confession that people don't talk about. One is the confession need be genuine. You can't just say like, oh, sorry, forgive me, and then you're all forgiven. That's one important part. And another important part is contrition. You have to make amends for any wrongs you've committed. So the idea that you can just do a whole bunch of horrible shit and then think you can just apologize at the end of your life and be done with it, that's not how, I'm sorry, not confession, reconciliation. That's not how reconciliation works in the Catholic Church.
Really? You never see that in the movies where they like make you go out and do shit. It's always just like, I thought the reconciliation or whatever was the, whatever the fuck
Confession?
Hail Mary is.
Yeah, so that's like a weak way of doing it, but if you have like a better priest or a better teacher, like they'll tell you more. So like one way of doing like reconciliation, one way of contrition is like, oh, like take a rosary and say the Hail Mary like 10 times, or go work around like 2 decades of the rosary, right? 20 different beads we say Hail Marys and our fathers. But like true reconciliation, true contrition is righting your wrong. So like a shitty priest, you know, you might go into, well, shitty priest will rape you, but like a kind of shitty priest is you'll go into the room and be like, oh, okay, well, you were mean to your brother, you need to go outside and do like 3 decades of the rosary. That's what you have to do. But a good priest will say like, oh, okay, well, you know, you should pray, you know, 1 or 2 decades of the rosary to reflect on what you've done, and then you need to apologize to your brother and tell them that you're wrong and you're not going to do it. Something like that would be like more like true contrition.
Interesting. So what do they do if you've like had a lifetime, like, okay, what about if you confess to a murder? How can you possibly like be good to go into heaven at that point? Or can you?
You could be. I mean, it just depends on whether or not you're genuinely remorseful and if you take steps to right your wrong. You don't, like, it's weird, but, like, it's, I guess there's, like, different ways of doing this, but, like, you don't go to heaven, like, just by being a good person. Like, the way that you get into heaven is by the grace of God, right? So nobody got into heaven until Jesus died, for instance. Everybody was in purgatory. That's why after Jesus died, he went down to the underworld and he respawned all the other people and brought them up to heaven. That's, like, so when you get into heaven, it's by the will of God. The good grace of God is the only way you get in. And you don't get in just by, like, if you're a good person, you get in. Like, it's more like like, goodness is a little bit more complicated than just good acts. So, like, people can, like, make mistakes and do bad things, but they can, like, have, like, good souls, and they can still try hard and blah, blah, blah. And different denominations view this in different ways, too. Some people believe that I think the Puritans believed in a concept called predestination, meaning whether or not you were going to go to heaven or not is basically determined at birth. And then other people believe that there's different beliefs on that. But I think in the Catholic Church, yeah, go ahead.
Shit, this is okay. So tell me about purgatory. What's that all about? What's going on in purgatory? Is that like hell? Or?
Do Catholics actually believe in purgatory? I don't know if they do or not, but the idea of purgatory is that purgatory is like a cleansing place for souls before they go to heaven.
So it's not necessarily a bad place. When I hear purgatory, I think that like, you know, kind of a hell waiting room a little bit, but that's not what it is then?
No, I thought purgatory was on your way to heaven. Or
it's
what?
It's on your way to heaven. It's the heaven.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're in purgatory, you're going to heaven. Yeah. I don't remember if purgatory is actually in the Bible. I'm trying to think. I don't remember if I ever read about it. We went over the Bible because we have a religion class every year. I don't remember if I ever read about purgatory in the Bible.
If I had to, if gun to my head, would guess it's in there. That would be gun to my head.
Huh. Yeah, I think that must be some like later interpretation. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look at more. But I know that we've talked about purgatory a little, but I don't ever remember like visiting like books of the Bible that like, oh, like this is the book where we talk about purgatory. I think that's just like some other interpretation. Yeah.
I was just trying to see if there's any way I could like legislate my way, like rule lawyering my way into heaven or something, like when I'm like 90.
One of the hard rules I think in Catholicism is if you don't accept God as your Lord and Savior, I think you're fucked. I think you have to believe
I can
in
like
God.
do that. I can do that at the end. What, do I have to do
No,
that
because
my
of what
entire
you're
life?
saying right now, he would know that your intentions
No, but
aren't
like,
genuine.
okay, now I don't mean it, but I might mean it later in life. And God will
You
know that I
could,
mean
sure,
it later in life.
but he's gonna know if you're like abusing a loophole. He's not stupid.
Well,
He's God. He's literally omnipotent.
Yes, but he'll appreciate that. Like, hey, you know what? Smart guy. I like your moves. That's good. You didn't, you know. That's my thought, at least. That's the hope.
If I recall, Vatican II explicitly said in theory that even if you weren't born a Catholic, you could go to heaven if you did the right stuff all along the way to the end and such like that.
Yeah, theoretically. So there's this
like the specific comparison was like Buddha and such.
Yeah, there's a funny kind of conundrum that comes up to where if somebody doesn't know about God, like God won't punish you for a choice that you haven't made or that you weren't able to make, because that would be a cruel thing to do. But if you're like a missionary and you run around introducing people to God, you are significantly decreasing their chances to go to heaven, because there's a good chance that you just introduce them to the concept that they're not going to believe it immediately, and now they have no chance of getting because you fucked them. So.
Okay, one more additional question. Hypothetically, so let's say I'm going to hell. I mean, you know, there's a chance, okay, just saying. Now, in my understanding of, you know, proper management of these types of things, there should be like minimum security hell and like maximum security hell. Are you familiar with any of this? Like, he wouldn't want to throw me in with Epstein.
My understanding is that hell is hell. There's no level of hell. There's no like worse hell and better hell.
So I'm getting the same hell treatment as Hitler. Like, I stole some candy when I was 10. That's it? You're hanging out with Hitler the rest of your life.
Yep.
You know what? I think that's like some... that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
So there's
people that are talking about like levels of hell. So that comes from I believe it's a play. Dante's Inferno is a play,
Dante's
right?
Inferno. No, it's a book.
Is it a book? We read it. God, I hated that fucking book.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's not a play? Oh, okay. I thought it was
Wait,
it might just be a book.
Yeah.
But the Dante's Inferno is that's not biblical at all. That was just like a book.
Poem.
Okay.
I have a tip coming in from a ex-Mormon priest who is saying that the current pope has said that hell does not exist and souls just disappear. So does that mean I'm good to go? Because
I don't believe that the current pope. I would be shocked if the current pope said that.
I mean, the Jesuits get kind of funky with some elements of the whole heaven and hell stuff, but yeah.
I'm gonna need a source chat. All my priests out there.
Let me check. Hold on. Does hell exist? The Vatican will oblige us to reaffirm that Pope Francis believed in the syncretism of Catholicism that there is a hell. Oh, so.
It is kind of funny that we might have a pope that's more liberal than a Supreme Court justice.
Yeah.
Oh, my Mormon priest fuck me then.
I mean, you can talk to people about that if you like.
Wait, hold on. I have a thetimes.co.uk thing. Hold on, I'll send you the link. I don't know if this is more recent or not, but...
I don't until I read through this whole thing. This looks like there's a quote by Epicurus. If there is oh god, what is it? If the problem of evil, it's something like if God is all powerful, then why is there evil? If he's nice, why is there evil? Fuck, I have to look this up. Hold on. It's like if he's able to prevent it but he doesn't, then he's not God. If he's able to prevent it but he doesn't want to, then he's evil or something. There's some shit like that. I don't know. From whence cometh the evil? Yeah, some shit like that.
Can God create a unmovable rock?
Yeah, it's that stuff. So there's two versions of that. One, you can just go Abrahamic and say God can be cruel sometimes, and that's where you go with that.
God can what?
Or the Abrahamic interpretation, which is just saying like, yeah, God can be cruel sometimes, and sometimes you just have to accept that cruelty.
Wait, who says that?
That's the Abrahamic God in that way.
Abrahamic,
like,
meaning like Jewish, or?
White people always getting all this shit.
My understanding in Catholic teaching is that evil never comes from God. The only place that evil comes from is man, especially after Adam and Eve, when man ate the apple and gained the knowledge that evil comes. Evil is the absence of God. Evil is just what man does in God's absence. But God himself is never like evil. That's my understanding.
I'm talking like more like religious studies. Like from a religious study perspective, First Testament is often referred to as the Abrahamic God. Second Testament is more referred to as Second Testament God. And there's like Abrahamic God is much more fire and fury, blood and thunder. Second Testament, that's Jesus, that's forgiveness and love and touchy-feeliness, and that's where the Christian-Jewish split happens.
How does the Bible play into all of this? Because I know all these sects use different types of Bible, right? But I also know that like the original Bible is pretty frisky with some of the stuff they say in there. No, like you can't wear clothes at different.
Well, so when you say the original Bible, you're referring to probably more specifically. So there's an Old Testament book called Deuteronomy that has a lot of like rules for living. That's really weird. I don't know if you can ever say that there is an original Bible. I think is it called the Council of Nicaea? Like there have been several councils that have been convened where basically a bunch of religious people get together and they take a vote on what their favorite books are that they want in the Bible and the coolest ones that should be added. So for instance, we're familiar with, so there's the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, where Matthew, Mark, and Luke appear to be based on the same founding document. They call it Q, but I don't know if they found it. And then John is its own gospel. But like you've got those four gospels. These are the four gospels that tell the story of Jesus Christ that we believe to be like, this is the account of Jesus Christ. But there were a lot of other gospels that were written as well that just didn't make the final like cut. Like in some of these gospels, Jesus had a wife, I think Mary Magdalene.
Yes.
There are other gospels that have Jesus doing other things that aren't recorded in Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John. And they just didn't make it. So it's hard to say there was an original Bible because the books in the Bible have changed over time.
Last question. Well, I'm probably not the last one, but another question. How do the Jews work into, I guess, Christianity then?
They're fucked. They're horrible. Jesus literally came down from the heavens. You should have like converted once he was there, and you didn't because you're unholy.
But Jesus himself was a Jew, right?
Well, also, if I may, I think a good way to understand this is actually from the Islamic tradition. Like, the Islamic tradition and the early Christian tradition was basically they recognize like Jesus as like a reformer, and his reforms create him being a reformer / him being the Son of God. Like Reformed Judaism creates something new through his martyrdom. Islam interprets it and says, Jesus was not the Son of God. He was a reformer and one of the prophets. Just the Christians kind of fucked up by worshiping him instead of worshiping his method. And that's why Muhammad is the new prophet. And he's the final one. And that's why this is our religion. Like, and they interpret and analyze just Judaism was just the first version of the thing that the Muslims are working with. Like, I think that's a good way to understand it.
Well, yeah, but you're wrong if you're like a Catholic would say, or a Christian would say that they can interpret that way. They're wrong. Jesus isn't just a prophet.
But if we're trying to analyze like how the Jewish faith played in from a religious science perspective played into like what the Christian faith was. Like the Christians overall, like all is like the perspective on the Jews or the Jewish people or the Jewish faith is like Christianity sprung out of Judaism and it created something new through the martyrdom of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like,
to be clear though, so in Islam, Jesus is recounted as a prophet, I believe. But in Judaism, neither Muhammad nor Jesus are recognized as prophets.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
It's the first of the Abrahamic faiths. Yes.
Jews get a lot of flack, I would say, for killing Jesus, but according to Mel Gibson, it was actually a Roman soldier who actually killed Jesus. We were just kind of
Pontius Pilate?
watching from the side. Yeah,
but he did that at the urging of like the Jewish Pharisees and everybody were trying to trap him.
There was probably a lot of people who didn't want him around at that point. The point is, we didn't actually do it. Okay, I'm just saying. Can't put all this blame on us. I'm sure the Roman Council wasn't too happy with what's going on as well. They were just kind of looking for an excuse.
No, actually, I think Jesus actually tried very specifically to be chill with the Roman Council. So, for instance, there is a story in the Bible where the Pharisees would constantly try to trick Jesus into saying something stupid to getting him executed by the Romans. So I think one of the trick questions they asked him, because they would sneak into his little sermons and they'd be like, oh, well, Jesus, like, what do you say for us? Should we pay our taxes? Wouldn't that be like recognizing, you know, Caesar as being God? Like, shouldn't we like not pay our taxes, to get him to say dumb shit? And then that's where the quote, Jesus says, like, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, so like pay taxes and shit. Like, I think Jesus, at least in the Bible, I'm speaking as though he's real. I don't even know if Jesus was a real person, right? But in the Bible, it's constantly stated as though Jesus says you should listen to whatever the local laws of the land are, that the way that you follow spirituality doesn't have to conflict with any local ordinance or rulings.
And further, if we're trying to analyze, like, what was the quote-unquote theory of the bigotry behind, like, say, the Jewish pogroms or purpose orchestrated by the Catholics or Greek Orthodox groups in Europe, the theory was less the Jewish people killed Jesus. The theory was more rooted in the Jewish people refused to accept Jesus after his martyrdom. That's typically was the dogmatic theories behind the bigotry of the pogroms and anti-Jewish bigotry by the Catholic and Greek Orthodox groups of Christian Europe.
Also, I could be wrong, but I don't think Pontius wanted Jesus to die. Wasn't when you read the Gospels and his trial in front of Pontius, didn't he ask him several times? I'm trying to remember if there was a specific biblical quote saying Pontius was upset about it, that Jesus wouldn't just like recant or whatever, and that he eventually had to kill him. But
depending which book you read, it obviously varies, and you could obviously summarize certain books were designed later in their creation to appeal to the Roman citizenry, who were the main conversion targets of the Christian faith. Mm-hmm. So thus, to quote, like literally as the, I forget which one it is, Pontius washed his hands of the situation. That's literally the origin of that saying in our lexicology.
Yeah, and Pontius even gave the crowd a choice when he was saying that, like, you can either free Barabbas or Jesus, and they all wanted fucking Jesus to die.
So when it comes to religious studies perspective, we can often recognize and analyze and see that it seems that as this Christian group, which was a spin-off or a sect of Judaism, sprung up, it recognized value in alienating or antagonizing the larger Jewish community in favor of converting Christian communities, which, as I'm sure you know, like the Jewish faith isn't tied conversion through organized religious proclamation as a key portion of its religion. That was unique to the Christian group compared to other Jewish sects at the time.
Hasn't Judaism changed quite a bit? I know it's probably one of the oldest religions still around there. Maybe like Hinduism or something may be a little bit later, but hasn't it changed quite significantly during that time?
Well, are we talking like since like the time of Jesus Christ?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would say from now until, I guess when we killed Jesus.
So of course, there's the modern versions of, like, there's Orthodox Judaism and then there's more secular Judaism. The big early divide that seems to happen is when a combination of the Romans and other groups like disband and to politely destruct the Jewish kingdom or the Jewish province of southern Palestine, and there's the mass Jewish exodus across the known Western Mediterranean world. And different communities start to create their own faiths. Some of those communities we can literally tie back to, like, these start to become the more secular Jewish groups, which have like more connections and relationships with the local Roman pagan or for later down the line Christian groups. And there are some that become very inclusive, and these are actually, we can actually trace back. These are certain communities that actually form the more individualized, I wouldn't say radical, but more orthodox communities, which are more about like inclusive, looking inward, and things like that. And different faiths brought different traditions.
I'll say this, man, the keeping up with the Jewish stuff is a lot of fucking work. A lot of work. Well, just trying to know what the fuck's going on. There's so many holidays, and there's just way too much. You gotta take like you gotta live this stuff full time, man.
I mean, I don't know how religious you were, Destiny, but like the Catholic faith has all the saints days, and then depending on what country you're in, they've got different saints days on top of that. Like, all the holidays have changed and modernized. Like, it seems that every holiday has a half dozen religions upon itself alone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just depends on your kind of interpretation of the faith.
Sure.
No, I'm not. Oh, sorry, I'm just answering chat. I am not Jewish religiously. I had a bar mitzvah, and that was That was the end.
Really?
Of my. Well, I mean, I do like Hanukkah and Passover with the kids, but way too many rules and regulations.
Were you confirmed, Stephen?
Yeah, of course.
Interesting. I never was.
Wait, how long did you go to Catholic school for?
I never went to Catholic school. I went to Sunday school.
Oh, okay, gotcha. To get confirmed, I believe that confirmation happens when you turn like 13. Do you get confirmed in like 5th grade or something?
No, that's the other one. I thought confirmation is like 15.
Oh, maybe it's 15, 13, 15. Is there a huge difference between the two?
Well, there's the first time you take.
Oh no, wait! It can't be 15. No, that would be in high school. It must be. It was before that. It was in grade school for me. It was. Yeah.
Well, there's two. There's one where like the first time you take. No, it's communion. There's at least my understanding. There's communion, which is when you're like younger, and there's like adulthood. There's confirmation.
Yeah. So you have your. It's adulthood. Yeah. So you have your first Holy Communion is a sacrament, and I believe that 2 years after your first communion is when you get confirmed. The confirmation is supposed to be like first communion is like you're a child, you don't know what the fuck is going on, blah blah blah. But confirmation is supposed to be like I understand and I accept, God and Jesus Christ, and I'm old enough to do so. However, confirmation is still at a really young age. I think I was confirmed in, I want to say it was 5th or 7th grade. We did our confirmation before communion. Wait, was it?
The words might vary between religion and groups and such like that. Like I imagine it might not be a super consistent thing across the Catholic world.
I thought you get your first communion before your confirmation. I should just look up.
Based on my understanding, you would, but it might. I would think that it would seem to make sense. Like confirmation, I thought was like Catholic adulthood. Like the joke would be, it would be like getting a bat mitzvah for Catholicism, essentially.
You have to do first communion before confirmation. Yeah, that's what I thought. I could be wrong on that. I don't remember.
How you liking the new place, by the way?
I like it a lot.
You're a big fan. Anything you miss over your last place?
Fuck no. But I still
Nothing.
think that no, absolutely nothing. But I still think that apartment that I had in Glendale, I think that was actually like a hidden super duper OP place.
Glendale's a really nice area. I personally, I think Pasadena's nicer, but that's just me.
Just the area that I was in, like the apartment itself had all the amenities that I would normally ask for. So like air conditioner, washer, dryer, all that shit. But the being able to go outside and have like 15 restaurants within like a 2-minute walk, and then being able to walk like 5 minutes to a movie theater was so nice. It was so fucking awesome.
Did you not have any of that in your last place? Like there was nothing near you, or?
I mean, like it was kind of
terrible.
What? Culver City? It was like suburby. Like I was probably like a 15-minute walk to the closest restaurant, maybe like 10, 15 minutes.
And what do you have right now? Are you like out your front door or no?
I think I still have to walk a bit, but not as far. Like it's about 5 minutes walk to a restaurant. But I just like having like an air conditioner and everything again. I'm still getting used to that. But, yeah.
Have you considered getting a motorcycle or scooter? I know you were thinking about it before.
It's a nice way to get around the city.
Maybe someday. Not yet though.
A bike's good too.
I mean, if you're gonna go big, go home, right?
Maybe when Melina gets back, I can make her get a bike instead.
Put you in the sidecar.
No, well, no, because if she gets a bike, then that means that I can just ride it around, right?
Oh, a normal bike. Okay, gotcha.
What? No, I'm talking about a motorcycle.
Oh, you do mean a motorcycle? You would have her get a motorcycle?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Have you seen the progress that they're making on like the TTS stuff of me and Mr. Mooten of you?
Do what?
There's a few guys in the comp sci channel that are basically like, you know how Forsen, I think it's Forsen, has like a custom TTS in his voice and shit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few guys working on that for me, you, and Mooten, and it's pretty accurate. Well, it's not bad actually so far.
Ask Dan about the crash.
There was no crash. That was me and Mr. Mooten were pulling on people. stand by it. I'll send it to. I'll put in chat if I can find it.
I just wanted to pop in and say mad props for going to a protest like that with like little backup and such. Like, obviously things have changed slightly, but I still remember at Politicon having someone wave a gun in my face and like spooked me from like going to any like serious counter protests and such. Personally,
I guess I always figure that like it always feels to me like people like that. Everybody acts like a tough guy, but I don't know. I don't feel like anybody would actually do anything. But maybe they would. I might be stupid. I guess I'll find out eventually.
I don't care if it's loaded and someone's shaking it at me. I'm personally spooked.
Oh yeah, like if I saw people with a gun or whatever, I'd run the fuck out of there. I would get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Did you bring your Glock to Beverly Hills rally? I did not, because I don't have my gun in the state. I don't know if it would even be legal for me to do so. I don't know how I would feel about. I thought about that. Would I bring a gun to a rally like that? That's a really hard one, because I don't know if I would be tempted. My biggest worry, I think, if I brought a gun to something like that, would be that somebody would get me in a situation where I feel like I would have to use it, where it otherwise wouldn't have. Because like there were a lot of people that were very close to us or throwing things at us before, and I don't know like if me like threatening to draw a gun or to brandish a weapon would like escalate things immediately. So I don't know how I would feel about it in that. I'm not sure.
But if you really want to do like a group thing like that, like honestly, the best way is just do it in groups.
Yeah, but then people aren't like people wouldn't be as motivated enough to fuck with me then, right?
No. Well, like
I was gonna say, I think the danger with rallies isn't that people won't do shit. I think that in these things, it's dangerous because it's the road rage mentality. Normally, I'm not gonna get in a fight with someone. If someone just talks shit to me on the fucking side of the street, I'm just gonna walk away and be like, holy shit, this guy might be schizophrenic or crazy or something. But in my car, if you flip me the finger, I'm throwing it all like as I said earlier, like you can think of it, if you fucking stub your pinky toe against your dresser and someone laughs at you, that's it. You're done. I'm ending this entire thing with you. Your family line is gone, basically, from that. And that whole thing's in the car. And I think that translates over to mob mentality as well. Like in a mob mentality, man, you're ready to fucking go. They're not themselves. They're dangerous.
Yeah, I guess, but I feel like what happened at the protest for me is like probably the best kind of reaction that I can get, where people are like really mad and screaming at you and blah 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 blah, but no one's actually like killing you or whatever. Like I don't mind stuff like that, but if I go with like a big group, I don't think people would feel as bold to like do stuff like that. Like they'd be more afraid.
No. I'm not saying like be followed around by a posse. Like, have you ever seen like how like how CNN does it, for example?
No, but I'm guessing you have like some kind of like front and follow thing or some shit. You've just got like people that are off the side so that if something happens, like they can step in and do something.
Yeah, like look, it sounds dumb, but like, just get it. Like, I'm sure you got like one friend or family member, not friend, family member, peer, whatever, who's like 6 feet tall and just can stand off to the side or whatever. Like, that's all that you need. Just that maybe if you're not, because people will take advantage of people if they're alone. It's that simple.
Yeah, yeah. Especially, I think like having cameras and stuff, I think helps too.
I'm going to get bed early because I have a 48-hour shift tomorrow, basically, for the job.
Are you excited for the election?
Yeah. I'm really disappointed. A lot of people are getting spooked. I'm like, nah, hold on to your oaks. I'm sorry. I think it's gonna. I'm leaning towards the ambitious side of the 538 model. I think that's what's gonna happen.
That it's gonna be a fucking blowout.
Well, like Texas.
You want to do any bets?
I'm sorry.
You know, we got some time right now to do some bets if you want. Just like $20 a pop. Some side bets if you want. Anything you're interested in doing, Doug or
Did you ever find Mark Cuban, Hark?
That's nothing to do with anything.
That was separate to that.
Ended.
No, okay, yeah. Here, I'll put the bet that Texas won't flip blue. I think you're stupid if you think that. But
what odds will you give me on that?
I don't know, man. I don't gamble. We're talking about the probabilities here, but the probability is that like Texas is gonna flip blue. There's just too much Republican incumbency. Actually, something really interesting I saw. I saw the Republicans in that state, because like Facebook fact checking isn't great for non-English speakers. They're doing a lot of disinformation in Spanish in Texas. It's kind of fascinating to see.
Damn.
Yeah.
What's the bet, Dan?
Well, we're talking about potential bets to of what we can do. You know, different options. Is there anything you feel strongly about that maybe go against the polls or for them?
I mean, for them.
Well, sure. What do you think is going to happen? Like, you could say, I think, you know, Pennsylvania is going to go to Trump or something.
Oh, you want to go very specific. You don't
Well,
want.
Well, I mean, the broad thing is less exciting.
Well, depends on the odds you give.
Less exciting
Yeah.
depending on odds, though.
Yeah. Well, okay.
But I'm gonna
what
give
do
you like
wanna do?
100 to 1 for like.
Oh yeah,
you know,
sure. So what do you got for me, Andy?
Well, what odds would you want if you took Trump?
For what? To win?
Yeah.
That'd be like 10 to 1.
I don't know if it's quite 10 to 1, but it's probably close to that. It's probably like 7 to 1 or something, right?
I would put 10 to 1 at this point. Okay, well, we're talking winning or winning the electoral college with all the votes counted.
Well, I already got a vote that Trump's going to be winning, but not by any, you know, legal means.
I am curious, as the residential Florida man, like how you feel on the ground over there.
I feel like there is no Biden presence whatsoever, and I see Trump shit all over the fucking place. And I'm in Miami, which is supposed to be the Democratic stranglehold.
So my hot take is it's going to be a Biden landslide, but Florida's going to stay red.
God, if I have to hear any more, yes, I didn't fucking vote in Florida. Thank you. I know I tried. I fucked it up. I've already said this before. I did. It's Mr. Mutin's fault, not
Wait,
mine.
why can't you just?
Think he said he'd do.
What? Just curious.
Because they.
Why not just lie and say
fine,
you
let's
did?
go through it. Because I'm trying to be fucking honest, and I don't have the best memory. And when you lie, you have to have a good memory, and I'm old, so I found that the easier policy is just to tell the truth and deal with the consequences. That said, I didn't make an attempt. I just. Well, no, that's not true. I definitely.
What are the
don't like
consequences
virtual signaling.
besides a bunch of nerds online saying shit to you?
Well, that's Andy, that's the main consequence we're dealing with here. That's serious shit. Okay.
Imagine caring. No, I'm just kidding.
But I tried to vote. In Florida, they cut off the voter registration date. So Mr. Mutin told me early on, is like, hey, register to vote. Here's the online link. I did it. You know, you fill out all your shit, and at the very end, they give you a copy. And I was like, okay, great. You know, and it said like print this out or something. I was like, okay, I don't really, you know, they always say to print that shit out. Like, I don't want a fucking copy of this. I don't care. And then afterwards, like a few days later, like voter registration closed. And Moon's like, hey, are you all set to go? Did you do your mail-in early thing? And I was like, okay, how do I check? And he gave me the link, and I'm not there. And I try to find out why. And it's apparently that thing I printed out. The online form is bullshit. It's just to pre-fill the form that you have to mail in. Like, they don't actually take it online.
Oh yeah, that's what I think. Did you go to vote.com or whatever?
I don't know which one. I think
yeah, that's how you
some
fill it in
website.
online, and then they email you like a sheet, and that's what you have to print out and then send to the. Yeah. You know,
Yeah,
Dan,
so
if you
that's-
watch my videos on my YouTube channel, I tell you where to go register to vote and everything. You should have listened.
Okay, well, listen, my wife is still registered, so that's still a Biden vote. There, but anyways, that's how it happens. That's the story of. Listen, I apologize. Okay, I tried.
Yes.
I'm one of the.
Besides,
example voter suppression.
besides shit takes, do you actually like JLP?
I mean, like
That's a hot one to
I feel
answer.
like I oddly like him in a weird way. Like
He's a funny dude, but I'll tell you what, he's a bad dude.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah?
like I would say that like for people like that, the answer is generally yes. I mean, like they're usually like funny to hang around and whatnot. It's, I don't know, I think it's just kind of entertaining. But I mean, like yeah, obviously their politics and everything horrible. But like I think like he would be a funny dude to like sit down and eat with, or like watch a football game with. Or some shit. I don't know. He just seems like he'd be a funny guy to hang around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think he's more dangerous? Is the real question. Is he more dangerous for getting these views out there because he's memeable with amazing and beta and all that shit? Is
Probably
he
helps
like
a bit,
far
yeah.
more dangerous? Yeah, he probably is more dangerous than like Richard Spencer. Honestly, well, I don't know.
Well,
Well, I mean, think about it.
He
He's
had
got
the
some pretty
potential to
crazy
be, but
views.
Spencer's just got a much bigger platform. But in theory, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, like he's oddly likable to me, even though he has shitty takes and maybe overall he's harmful. Sometimes you just can't help if you like someone, that might be toxic, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Like Sam Hyde, I think is really funny, but he's a fucking Nazi. But he's really funny. Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do?
I have that opinion about Baked Alaska. I met him at Politicon, and he was just so racist. He kept asking me if I was gay or Jewish. Jewish, and it stands out to me. But before he realized like I wasn't like a Republican, like he and I were like chatting about Star Wars for like a solid like 5 minutes over coffee. And it was just such a silly thing to talk about like 5 years ago.
You don't think he's like trying too hard to be edgy instead of actually being racist?
Crowder? Or I'm sorry, not Crowder. Baked Alaska?
Yeah, Baked Alaska.
Baked Alaska always came off to me as like I say this is
he's an LA guy. He's trying
yeah,
to make it big.
he's like not the smartest guy, and he's just like wants to fit in and have like a crowd of people that likes him and a group of friends and shit. That's what it feels like to me.
That's what I feel
Literally,
like. He's trying too hard to be
literally.
edgy.
I mean, literally, there's a parallel universe where instead of ending up in the alt-right, he's in Scientology. It's that simple.
Or doing socialism online.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with your 2 days of work, Doug. Make sure to take lots of breaks in between, I guess.
No, I serve the big man. Gotta do my part for the democracy and such.
Okay.
But yeah, no. So don't use Predicted. It's bad. Gambling's bad because it's just the exchange rate is terrible.
I think it's good for figuring out who's going to win.
I made a lot of money on that site. What the fuck?
Really?
I made like $4,000.
Doesn't it take a lot of money to take out this?
Yeah, if the margins are close, then it's not worth it. So, but
you made $4,000 on that site.
Yeah, well, I was all in on Biden from the very first when he announced, and I was all out on Bernie. I did those two for the max, $850 each.
Very impressive.
Well, I got lucky, but I didn't cash out at the exact right time. But I don't know if it was $4,000. It was a good amount of money. It was a few grand.
Nicely done.
More than Mike made.
That is true. What are these guys all up to these days, man? Like Mike from PA, are they just all like putzing around or something? Just don't hear from them anymore.
Dumb shit.
Yeah. No more panel shows. I mean, fuck. What is happening in politics on Twitch? Hassan.
Well, the thing is that like when I was hold on, I'm trying to say this in ways not to suck myself off too much. I liked interacting with a lot of smaller streamers and doing the debates and being on the shows and all that is like really fun. But since Hassan has replaced me as being like the largest political guy on Twitch, it's kind of weird for the political scene because Hassan doesn't interact with anybody else unless you're like a porn star or like a hot girl. Like he's not gonna have you on streamer chat with you, or like a real life friend like Will. So it's kind of weird that like the socialists kind of sort of got popular on Twitch with like Hassan and then like people like Mike from PA and shit. But Hassan will never interact with or go on any of those shows or talk to any of those people. So they're all kind of like fucked. And then there's still like a whole bunch of smaller political people that I try to interact with. So like Bastiat, I'm really important and stuff like that. But you know.
You think it's because of like competition as a streamer? He doesn't want to give people a platform, or do you think it's competition as like a debate thing?
If I'm being like ultra super honest, I just don't think he really cares about like politics that much. I think that it's just like an aesthetic position that works really well for him. He's obviously very attractive, and socialism is like a really hot button thing right now. I don't know, dude, talking to girls and shit in LA and fuck, and even online, like I've lost friends and shit. A lot of girls are like really big on that socialism is sexy shit. So I think that the aesthetic is something that works really well for him, and then he just kind of like plays politics for fun on stream. And that's, yeah, it's more that than like, I care about political issues, I want to be well informed and blah, 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 blah. It's more like, here's a Twitter thread, we can shit on capitalists, and then like, I get popular off it. I think it's like more kind of like the thought of what he enjoys.
His Twitch following right now, if he just said fuck politics completely, he would lose viewers. I feel like the way Twitch works, he probably wouldn't, maybe.
There's probably going to be like some section of his viewer base that he would lose, but I think for the most part, I think he's done a really good job at building up. Like his non-political entertaining stuff is like pretty good. Like I think most people like enjoy watching him do like
Yeah.
whether it's gaming, like Among Us, or playing games, or being a boomer in other ways, whatever. I think most people enjoy that aspect of a stream. The nice thing about current events, like political stuff, is it gives you fresh new stuff to talk about that's relevant and exciting at very, very, very low effort. It's one of the reasons why I love political content. Political content is the lowest effort content you can do in terms of like.
Well, watching LSF or YouTube videos might be a little lower.
Well, when I say low effort, what I mean is I can produce dozens of hours of like high viewer content with zero like production effort. I don't mean like brain effort or whatever, but like I can like, hey, like today we're gonna read 3 articles in the New York Times. Oh, cool, I've got 7,000 viewers, and I'm not even like really like I'm not like producing a song or doing anything crazy. Yeah, so.
Yeah. It's like fresh, constantly refreshed every day.
Yeah, and it's like relevant, so people care about it, and it's like, yeah, it's just like it's just a really good thing to do content off of in terms of like ease of access, everything. Yeah. So it reminds me of like playing games back in the day. Like it was really scary to like quit StarCraft and shit because like if you don't have like a pro game that you're playing every day, well fuck, like what the fuck are you gonna do? Like having to find content and everything on a daily basis is really scary. But yeah, politics is like a good replacement for that.
Yeah, that's why people like Soda Poppin' and Lyric just had big lists of like thousands of like random games that they could go to constantly download something to do variety. So they didn't have to scramble all the time.
How you doing on streaming these days, Izzy?
I'm alright. The last few weeks have been a little bit off, but I've been working on other shit. I'm moving to New York tomorrow. But you know, Steven was a guest on my Adopt Affiliate show. Numbers-wise, it hasn't been doing that much better than my normal streams, but I might get some production value behind it. I'm talking to Twitch about it, and of course, since it's like very Twitch-centric show, they like the idea. I'm talking to them too about like post-COVID, like production value for travel stuff. So for as far as staying inside, not being able to do IRL, like I've had more subs doing desktop shit than I've ever had doing IRL. So that's like just sub-wise, it's kind of skewed though because that could just be, you know, just a bunch of gifted subs from a few people.
Are you just playing Rust all day?
No, I actually play Rust off stream mostly. But I've been doing cooking shows. I've been doing some lazy shit where I just watch YouTube videos because I just like it and it does good numbers.
Oh, you're damn right.
And I've been playing some games on stream. Some like random. I played Mafia remake, and I like story games on stream. They're fun. But yeah, it's been doing alright.
Good. Can you not do Rust on stream?
That it's just such a toxic viewer base. I mean, I'm gonna do Rust on stream a little bit, but I'm gonna get a whitelisted server, and we're gonna like handpick people and add them. I have someone moderating and kind of controlling it, so I won't have to do a lot of work. And we're just gonna like, you know, all the familiar faces we know from all the communities. We're just gonna whitelist everybody, and we'll have like, you know, PvP and shit in rad towns, but we're gonna have like a safe zone for people who want to like do loose RP and set up a town and shit.
Rust is the last bastion of true gamers online, Andy. Don't ruin it.
I mean, I really do like Rust a lot. It's one of my favorite PC games, but I don't really play it like everybody else. I think the sweaty vanilla shit, maybe just because I'm not good, but I just really like, you know, building and like, you know, I build for hours and then I go and I randomly go, you know, grind materials, and when I see people, it's like fun to get into fights with them.
Yeah. It's a fucking goddamn time sink though, man.
Yeah, I need a time sink though. There's not enough games I actually like playing. And when I'm, you know, living in this COVID world, I need something to spend my time on other than, you know, going to the very lowest common denominator shit where I'm just like watching shit because I feel guilty about that after a while.
So where are you at right now these days? Are you in Texas or New York? Oh, not in the Discord anymore is where he is.
Damn, he said no one counts.
The internet really sucks here. I'm finally moving here tomorrow, but what'd you say? Where am I?
Where are you at right now?
Right now I'm in Austin. I'm taking like a big one of the guys who is on my show has this big Mercedes van. I don't know what the fuck the name of the model is, but he's driving me and a few people cross country. We're gonna make it like a 3 or 4 day thing, and I'm gonna IRL stream the whole thing.
Nice. You gonna go to a Louis C.K. concert? Good friends with it.
Nah, we're gonna stop at a bunch of places in Tennessee. I'm gonna stop in Baltimore. I've never been there. And you know, I'm just gonna fucking mask up, do some light IRL, and you know, stream the trip.
Nice.
Yeah. Also, the town I'm moving to, like, you know, New York is much better than Texas about wearing masks. I rode my bike. I have this electric bike in Texas. I rode it around, and like, out of the 100 people I saw, not one of them was wearing a mask. In Westchester County, the numbers are just way, way lower, and I'll feel safer about doing some light IRL around town wearing masks because everybody else is wearing masks. They're not like 20 IQ, you know?
Nice. White face, but not for you. No, but not for me.
Had any good food lately?
Yeah, actually, I've been making sushi. I've been ordering fish from Hawaii and doing sushi making streams.
Nice. Okay. Steven, I think you need to make a proclamation to your chat that we're no longer doing the misspoken memes. They have to end, okay? Because it's affecting me disproportionately, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Do you misspeak a lot?
I don't know why. I don't feel like I used to, but apparently, yes, I do a lot, and I don't know why.
What about you, Steven? Are you still moving soon?
I don't know. We'll see.
Not sure yet.
Wherever I am, I just want to be near like people that I like and people that I can hang out with, and I made like a couple new friends in LA that I've like enjoyed hanging out a lot with. So I don't know. We'll see. It's possible. I don't know. Right now, like I'm waiting to make any big decisions until Melania comes back, and then I'll know for sure.
No doubt. You planning on big travel when it's opening in?
Yes, fuck. I need to get fuck.
Me
It's
too,
just,
dude.
yeah.
I want to travel.
I've been working on
reasons.
getting a Japanese visa for the last like 2 months, and it's really, really hard. But I got a couple of maybes. But it's really difficult. The only loophole I see is Japan's opening up to 6 countries very soon, and I'm gonna try to see if I one of them is Korea. If I go to Korea, quarantine there for 2 weeks, see if I'll be allowed with the U.S. passport. You know.
Do you think that if you go to Japan right now, that it's gonna be? I don't want to say the full experience, but like maybe a lot of shit might be closed down.
No, I have someone that I got into IRL streaming. One of the guys on my show, I helped get him partner in 2 weeks by switching to IRL, and he goes around Tokyo every day. And people are wearing masks, but they always pretty much wore masks even before the pandemic. And pretty much everything is open. Everybody's out. They're going out to restaurants. They're going out to bars. And it's, you know, it's a little bit different, a little less crowded than normal, but it is in full swing. You get the, you know, full experience of Tokyo if you go right now.
What do you think you'll ever switch to just wearing a mask? I mean, obviously it's really common in Asia. Is there ever a world where you just wear a mask like from now on? This is just the new normal, always wearing a mask?
Maybe in like the winter season, like the flu season and shit. It's possible, but
yeah.
Sorry, my Discord keeps cutting out. My internet is trash here. Yeah, I mean, it is very annoying to wear a mask constantly, especially if you want to do like 12-hour IRL streams. I don't know, I feel like, you know, in the near future, I feel like for a long time I will, even if the numbers feel like contained, but, you know, when COVID, you know, is completely gone, or at least, you know, people are vaccinated and it doesn't seem as much as a threat in a rich pandemic world, like, I feel like, you know, maybe not all the time. I feel like...
You haven't gotten it yet, right? The COVID?
No, I haven't been to a business in like 6 months. I haven't...
So are you gonna get a first round vaccine? Like if someone came up to you right now like, hey, approved vaccine, all good, would you take it?
No, I would wait probably like months and months after to see how things went.
I've been thinking about this a lot lately. I think I'm gonna take the first round.
Why?
Because I think they are still doing rigorous enough trials that there's probably not going to be. I think that the risk to me is going to be much more that I don't take it and actually get coronavirus and have something more serious happen than if I take a vaccine and some unknown in 10 years something happens, which would be, I think, unheard of.
Yeah, like
Well,
the brain.
Heard of something.
nobody's gonna wait 10 years, but what about just like, you know, a month or two to hear back from people?
Well, a
that
month or
just
two
got
isn't going to be long enough for any long-term side effects. If you wait a month or two, you might as well just get it now, right? Long-term side effects are going to be what, like 1+ years down the line or 5+ years down the line?
Well, yeah, but not all side effects have to be long-term. Like, I'm not gonna wait for long-term side
Well, I
effects.
know, but what I'm saying is that, like, for the shorter-term ones, like, we're already going to find that because the trials are still going on now. Like, we're going to know if there's short-term side effects before anything gets released. Like, that's already.
And the important thing also to know with this is, like, if you catch coronavirus, like, okay, ideally, this vaccine should be a super weak strain of coronavirus. That's what it should be. It's not like they invented a new fucking virus. Like, it's totally, you know, some crazy shit. Like, this is supposed to be based off of the existing virus.
Well, it's
If you
supposed
just
to be, but if you look at the testing that has already gone wrong, like, why has that shit gone wrong if it was just a week? You know, there's different developments that they do. It's not just all like, here, let's everybody take a week thing of coronavirus and inject it in someone, or else there wouldn't be so many different countries, you know, creating different
I don't think anything went wrong. I think someone may have died, but I don't know if that was because of the vaccine. I'm not aware of anything actually going wrong with the
Really? I read
the vaccine.
there was things wrong with some of the testing.
I'll be right back in a second.
If there are multiple countries like trying to develop something, there has to be different recipes. I understand like base vaccine, how it could potentially work and what they need for it, but like they're obviously doing different things in different countries, right?
I don't know. I'd have to look into it, but I'd be surprised. This is supposed to be a dead virus, right? Essentially, that's what a vaccine is. It's like a non-active virus. It puts it in your body. Your body's like, okay, cool. I see this shit. It's not really going to do anything, and then you build immunity to it. I'll tell you this: if you catch coronavirus, obviously you're going to be okay, right? Most likely you're not going to die because you're not like 95 years old and geriatric and everything else. That said, there's some crazy fucking shit that can happen if you catch coronavirus, even if you're young. Like, you can literally lose your sense of taste and sense of smell. Like, some people are saying it could be permanent as well. Like, it's literally like brain damage from doing this. So it's not like, I think the risk is way more significant to not get the vaccine and just wait and see if something better happens than to just get it and be like, you know, it's probably going to be fine.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that's a good argument. I guess it depends on how much you're going in society, how much you're putting yourself at risk every day. And if you're really at high risk, yeah, I mean, if you could kind of just stay inside and kind of just like chill and not put yourself at risk every day, then maybe it'd be safer to just wait at least a few months for the potential short-term things where they did something wrong.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of people talking about I don't know, like there's just a lot of unknowns about long-term symptoms if you actually catch coronavirus. I don't know. As I said, I'm gonna get the first wave of vaccines if I can. I might not even be able to, but if it was offered to me, I think I would take it. I just think it's probably more. It's definitely gonna be more risky by far. I mean, it has to be fucking more risky than just catching coronavirus, which you have a chance of doing. I mean, I'm not trying to be alarmist. Like, catching coronavirus, if you're young, it can be a fucking big deal. You can die from it. Obviously, that's probably rare, but you can go read, like, the symptoms people have when they're young. Like, they don't die, but they lose their fucking...
If I was taking this lightly, Dan, I wouldn't be inside for the last 6 months, and I'd be going out into society.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, it's fucking scary to be like, are you taking the first vaccine? Because everyone assumes you're gonna turn into a fucking zombie, but I don't know, I don't think it's...
Yeah, no, I don't think it's like something like, oh my god, we realized it was all poisonous and everybody's dying from the vaccine. I just thought, like, you know, obviously long-term shit is too long to wait, but if there's potentially something that went wrong with the fucking cocktail of shit they put in it, because I think they are developing different styles of vaccines in different countries. If it was something like universal thing, then like why wouldn't it just be like, okay, let's take a little dead coronavirus, shake it up in some, saline solution, and now it's good, then it would be here already, or we'd all be talking about the same development. But it seems like different countries are developing different shit.
I want to see that new katana.
Risky situation, but
Yeah.
yeah, my wife is even more fucking nuts than me though. I wouldn't do what she's gonna do. She's going to Russia in a month or 2 months for my brother-in-law's wedding because he's getting married in Russia, and she's like, "I'm taking that Russian vaccine." I'm like, "Babe, please don't. Just wait here for the American one." She's like, "I know, I'm taking it. It's free."
90% of them get a placebo of fucking vodka.
So I might be single soon, boys. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, this shit's weird.
I'll still have chat. I'll never be single.
No.
True.
No. No. Well, things aren't going well for me.
What else? What else?
What about the flu shot? I hear the flu
I
shot.
don't. I've never gotten the flu shot. I don't think I've ever got it. Why? I'll tell you what. Here's my dumb take about the flu shot. You know what my think about the flu shot? I don't know why I think this. I'm sure it's some anecdotal bullshit, and I should be getting it. I feel like I hear people say that they never get the flu shot, then they get it, and they get the fucking flu. That's what I think. I feel.
That's a very stupid take. That's 100%.
No, I know it sounds stupid, but I don't fucking leave my cuck shed.
You can get like mild.
I'm sure it's wrong, chat. Relax.
You could get mild flu symptoms from it, but you should really research the people that are saying taking the flu shot and preventing yourself trying to prevent yourself from getting the flu could lessen the blow of getting
I don't even remember the last time I had the flu. I must have been fucking young as shit because it's not like a cold. It's like you get like a fever and you can't leave the bed and you get like sweats and shit. Or maybe I have had it. I don't fucking know, honestly. But honestly, I never leave.
You seem to be very concerned about corona. You should look into getting a flu shot because of, obviously this is something I read. I don't know shit about this, but when you read it from multiple sources, you start to think like, I have to weigh out my options and decide how much I'm going to believe this. But they're saying like preventing yourself from getting the flu and getting a flu shot could lessen the blow of corona if you get it.
Yeah, maybe I'll go get a flu shot then. I'm fine with it. I don't know. I haven't been fucked. I rarely Andy leave my cuck shed.
But I'm not telling you because of the flu. I'm telling you because of the correlation between the flu shot and corona. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Makes sense. Yep.
What makes sense?
Oh, we were talking about the flu shot.
Like, there's a correlation between like getting the flu shot and preventing yourself from the flu that could potentially lessen the blow of corona if you get it.
Dude, imagine not having a sense of smell and taste for like 3 years. Holy shit.
I mean, it would be okay for Steven because then he could not have to taste how bad Chipotle is.
Dude, I could lose so much.
You know what
weight
Andy's
so
most important
easily.
sense is when it comes to eating?
His wallet.
It's his eyes,
like
so he can see the restaurant name, so he knows if he can like it or not. If it's a big chain, automatically doesn't even need his nose or his taste buds to know if that food is good.
I just know that if they're cash only, it's gonna taste good, and I'm gonna pretend it tastes good just in case.
You carry cash?
I haven't
No,
so long.
No, it's old memes about Destiny not wanting to go to a place that's cash only.
No, I know. I'm just saying, but like, do you carry cash or no?
Not that much usually. Like, there's days and days and days where I don't carry any, and then sometimes I'll take a little bit out depending on where I am.
I have a $100 bill that I have like stuff behind my credit cards, and that's it. And I think that's been in there now for like probably 6 months since I last put it in there. And that's just like you run in that random place, and it's like we don't take We only take Diners Club, or I don't know, fucking something. But,
Diners Club. What is it? 1985.
I don't know. Is it still? Yeah, I think it's still around. You want? Hey, you want to bet? No
Careful, you
googling.
just
No
triggered Dan.
No,
googling.
dude, I don't know nothing about that shit.
I don't either, but I feel like it's still out there.
Discovery. We only take Discovery.
Damn, Discovery card, dude. Who the fuck rolls the Discovery card? What is the point of that?
Wait, there are like
goddamn
two. There are like two that are like never. Like I've seen a decent, obviously a ton of Visa and a decent amount of like Mastercard, but it's like Discovery and there's one other that like nobody ever fucking uses.
Yeah, that's right.
Did I tell you guys what happened in China with the homeless people?
That's a really vague. Oh, American Express? Oh no, people use American Express.
Oh, American Express is fucking huge.
I just didn't want to ruin it, but like, we literally went to Chinese homeless people, and they were asking for money, and I was with Jake, and Jake speaks Mandarin, and you know, he said we don't have any cash, and they pulled this fucking lanyard out of their neck, and they had a WeChat, like WePay fucking, what are the codes called again that you put that you scan things with?
QR code?
Yeah, they had QR codes around their neck for WeChat so we could pay them digitally.
Really hustling.
It's so good, dude. It's funny because I always had weird thoughts of like, you know, like that, like so many people don't maybe not have cash to pay the homeless, but if there was like some universal digital way to pay them, I always had like weird imaginations about that, and then it actually happened in Shanghai, and I also want to create something for these people hawking mixtapes because I'm like, dude, no one's buying a CD. No one has a CD player. Why are you on the street handing out CDs, making people hold them, and then trying to get people to pay for them? Just get a fucking cheap fucking notebook, like those $200 ones. Get a bunch of fucking memory sticks, and at least like do something that you could actually sell that people can use.
You know, American Express apparently is bigger than Mastercard in purchase volume.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Oh, purchase volume. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Well, yeah, not users, I guess.
Yeah.
Are you a
purchase
user,
volume.
Dan?
I put my fucking power bill on American Express. Absolutely.
What do you think about how long do you think it will take for like us to be up to par with like how in Shanghai like you pay everything digitally? I know we have Apple Pay and stuff like that, but these people pay everything, like restaurants, taxis, homeless.
God, years. Dude,
Everything.
I mean, I remember Japan. I loved that experience. Like everything. Like you go into the restaurant and you order
Wait,
a
isn't
fucking
that true
vending
across
machine.
most of America? Like in LA, the taxis just have card machines in the back and shit. No, you never have to talk to the taxi driver if you don't want to. Like,
I'm not talking about cards. I'm talking about like on your phone.
oh,
like,
tap to pay. I've seen a decent amount of those. They're becoming more popular, but
this is like actually everything, like in a store, and it's not. It's linked up through WeChat. It's linked up like it would be basically if you use WhatsApp to pay for everything.
yeah. Dude, fucking Sweden is some third world country shit when it comes to them paying bills. Like Melina for her apartment, like they get like mailed shit. There's like apparently in Sweden, I talked to her dad too because making sure Melina's not just booming. Apparently in Sweden, they still pay a lot of shit by like mail, like paper bills and shit that they have to like send and everything, and it's like really, really aids. I was really surprised by that.
Yeah, there's some shit in Japan that, you know, it seems so forward thinking, but some of it's so archaic too. Like when you buy a bike, you have to like register it to you. There's like all kinds of weird paperwork formalities where you have to bring in like, you know, 20 forms of fucking ID.
Oh, dude, I heard that Japan uses fax machines like a motherfucker for some reason. Like,
there's something so backwards about the way they handle paperwork and like how thorough they are about shit that just makes it really seem like archaic and fucking annoying and not really future forward at all.
I think it's really funny how arbitrary it is that in every country I've been to, they'll rent you a car as long as your driver's license is in English. That seems like a weird thing, but
It is really. Dude, when I went, my dad had an accident in Greece, and we went to this hospital that seemed like some zombie apocalypse thing. And they don't even check us in, bro. I just walked into the fucking place. I walked into the elevator, and I went directly into his room. I didn't see one fucking human being working the place. I just walked into his hospital. While he, like, right after he got, like, surgery. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, that seems backwards. I was worried they weren't going to be confident enough to help him, like, because he had a bad fall and broke his ribs and shit, and there's, like, blood clot in his ribs and shit.
How are you doing after the fall, Dan? Are you?
What? I didn't fall. This is so stupid. I am an excellent driver, and I even have gloves now. Gloves and helmet and shoes.
Hey, Rain Man. I'm an excellent driver. My dad lets me drive in the driveway.
Andy, I'm gonna tell you something that's gonna make us
Rain
sad,
Man.
okay? Well, hold on. Okay, we're older gentlemen, so we can laugh at this a little bit. So, this is sad. So sometimes people make fun of me for not, like, being up with, like, new lingo, right? When people are saying, yo, I'm gonna keep it stack in half, no cap, or whatever, shit like that, right? So then the meme I'll make is something, be like, I'm hip, I'm with it, tucka tucka tucka. You know what that's from, yes? Please, Andy.
Is it like some SNL, Steve?
Oh my god, this is going against me. It's from fucking Austin Powers, where fucking Dr. Evil is talking to Scott, and he's like, I'm hip, I'm with it, and then he does the fucking Macarena, right? The problem is that, unfortunately, by me trying to... my fucking meme to say that I'm not old is so old that people don't even know what the fuck it is anymore.
You did an anti-boomer joke that was...
Yeah, dude, it fucking sucks, man.
Ducka, ducka,
Ducka, ducka, duck.
What do you guys think about those over-the-top comedies? Do you think they're still funny, or do you think they were never funny? Like, I think Austin
like
Powers...
Borat?
No, I think Borat is fucking genius. Cause, like,
Well, that's
it's
over-the-top comedy, right?
Yeah, but it's done with intelligence. There's over-the-top comedy that, like, some of, like, Jim Carrey old shit where it's just, like, overacting and screaming is different than Borat, like, really taking someone to task in a smart way and setting someone up in a really smart way. Did you guys watch the Borat sequel?
Watched half of it. It seemed good, then I had to stream.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. You think of Naked Gun? I mean, I think Naked Gun's great. I think Leslie Nielsen. I think Airplane is way more genius though, and like they only use Leslie Nielsen because he was a serious actor. So getting him to play something super dead-faced when it's so fucking over the top works so well because his commitment to acting is just so serious because he came from a serious acting background. So I think he's perfect for like that type of like parody.
Okay.
Top Secret is Kurt Russell, right?
So
It's alright.
So I was wondering why, like.
Okay, well, hey, listen, I love you guys. I need to do my. It's the first, so I gotta do my
Alright.
bills and do my shit.
Good talking y'all. Peace out.
Yeah, have a good one, guys.
Hey, are you done streaming?
Yeah, I gotta do a bunch of shit. Oh, fuck. My donation was muted. I'm so sorry, guys. Let me just read these. Adam. This is consistent with the progressive critique. The most regulated medical industries are those in which patients shop around for the best deals the least because they're in immediate danger. The industries with the most competition don't need regulation. Okay. Esper Legos donated $5 twice. Gay popes and popes with a whole ass family, LOL. And then also said, Destiny streams never disappoint. Thank you. This was an hour ago. Fuck. Pepin Sucks 102. Glad to say. Oh, you're priming, subbing on Twitch. Fuck you. Don't care. Jabba donated $3. There's a debate between Francis Chan and Rob Bell, where Rob's position was that God is love, and if he is love, hell doesn't exist. Okay. Hash Brown's TV donated $10. Said, love in the convo tonight. Appreciate entertainment, dude. Never change. Won't change for the better. Well, fuck it. You know what I mean. Thank you, my dude. Raw Dowsion donated $5. Said, only at Miller Grove. Joy. Cool. I love you guys. It's been fun. Thank you so much for subbing on my site. It helps. Appreciate what?
Are you gonna just be off altogether?
What do you mean?
I'm never assuming. Never mind. Forget it. I'm having a boomer moment. It's fine.
Okay.
Never mind. Forget it. I'm having a boomer moment. It's fine.
Are you okay?
No, just leave me alone, okay? I'm gonna watch some TV, okay?
I'll host you again.
Okay.
I'll give it a second.
Bye.
Alright, I love you guys. It's been fun. Representative cappuccino, my dude arena. I will catch you guys next stream arena. Peace out.
Wow, what a shot. What the fuck? I need to see what that was. Imagine killing Red first. Imagine. Ah, why my armor broken all the time? Oh. Jeez, dude, break the statues. Why don't people break the statues? You don't lose anything, just do it. At least some of us want to do Janus. Okay. Someone else had it. Oh, I always carry a. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Oh. I always carry an ink now, just in case. I'm never getting stuck in 01 again. Never, ever, ever. I always carry my own ink. Come on, guys. Help me. I'm just a little knight. Oh, 500 fame already. Wow. That's because before you reach 300 fame, you get a big fame bonus. I think it's 5 times. Okay. Not dying on my first O2 with this knight. Trickster or something. Oh, there we go. Oh, are you stunned? I'm good. Well, I don't need brains anymore, I think. Always kind of behind yeah. Well, I guess attack is worth more. I have way too much wisdom. I'm getting way too much hands. Way too many hands. Okay. Oh my god, someone's begging on my chat. So, what? Oh, yes. think I already did my daily quests. I really don't need brains anymore, right? I don't think... I mean... What am I gonna do? Probably you can't recycle them for next year or something, so keeping them would be a waste of space. Ooh, seal. Did I have a seal already? Okay, I have the seal. I only have one sword. Armor coat. Chainmail. Okay. What about the ring? Do I have the ring? Not this. This. That means I have the set. Huh. I wonder how it plays. Let's see, the paladin. I'll try knight again. No. Yes. 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 Yeah. Ugh. So the witch always spawns at exactly 10 minutes. This realm is at 8 minutes, so I think I'll be able to get in and do some Totalia. Ugh. Let me get some water. That's cool though, huh? My first chat message. What's up? No one's here. Great. Dun. Okay. I am for a while. Well, fine. Hello. Okay, that way. Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins. Oh. There goes all my juice. Okay. Roll it this way. Yeah. That's my soulbound. Stand. 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 Ooh. The legend will never die. Got my feet. And I think that's it. I think it's about to close. Guess I'll take like a 10-minute break. And then if the game's up, I'll play a little more. Yeah, the night is fun. Maybe I should equip the rapier. I don't know, I really like the rapier. Damage is so low on this knight. Ignores defensive target. 500 damage. Maybe. Sopporito World. Stunned. Haha, stunned again. And again. And stunned again. Whoa, we didn't do anything. Ugh. OP. Night OP. Nice. Noise check. Maybe I dropped something and you didn't hear it. One last dent before the server reset. Oh, that's it. Oh, para. Don't get to do it. 17, 15, 16. Not bad. What's the damage? 48 damage to trigger combat. Not bad. Yeah, para, but we can't do it. I mean, maybe. Sometimes they say 10 minutes, but it's delayed. So, maybe. I don't want to rush this shit. I think there's only like 2 people inside. Pay attention where you're going. It's gonna be fine. Just pay attention. Okay. Quiet, of course. Yeah?
Hi, woman. If you have time, can you bring the shopping cart here? We need to buy something to go for tonight to
okay.
make soup or something.
Sure.
I wanted to buy by myself, but then I look at it. Oh, we also have potato, carrots, like.
Okay.
I'll wait for you.
Yeah, I'll meet you in 5 minutes.
No problem. Deja.
Okay, déjà. Whoa. That barrel almost killed me. Fuck. What the fuck? Those things suddenly did like 70 damage each. Wow. Okay, I gotta go.